You
make it
cannot
precise.
you cannot gain speed if you didn't do the homework before.
Yeah, focusing on my own game, seeing my sights, shooting when I saw what I needed to see.
Because I was not taught right. I had bad grip, I had bad experience how to reload.
Robert and Sissal, thank you very much to meet us here on the IVA 2023 on the CC Custom booth. I say hello. I'm totally proud to have two European champions from Serbia 2019 on one booth and one interview. That's pretty cool. Yeah, Robert, tell me something about European shooting on the European Championship. How it works, how much work is it, how easy is it, how hard is the fight and something like that? That's one of my first questions to you.
Thank you for having me. European Championship was struggle for all of us, probably there. I had high expectations. When I come there, I was certain that I will win because I was trained and so on. And then first day, I had really bad shooting day and I did many mistakes. But then I slapped myself afterwards and I stepped back and I did the right things till the end. So I brainwashed my mind because it was it was my, let's say, first European Championship that I was prepared for it, that I was ready to
more or less
win a
professional.
title.
Yeah,
In
understand,
2016, I was third. I end up third, and I didn't expect that. But after a lot of work, a lot of rounds, a lot of things that I did before the Europeans, I expected this is my year. I have to win it. So I was prepared to do that, to achieve that title. But it was tough. It was tough. You know, even if you are a good shooter, let's say 80% of the things is here mentally. And even though you think you are prepared, you see that it's difficult to be 100% on the stage every day for 5 days.
That's true. Okay, and Sissal, for you, how it's the Europeans 2019 for you?
That was a long time ago. Let me see if I remember. I remember it actually as one of the best matches I ever had in terms of everything coming together. I had a fun time. I didn't have a hard time. I had a fun time. Not at all knowing what I could expect, but feeling that I actually performed at the level of skill that I had at that time. I was able to execute on the level of skill that I had. I prepared mentally for that match more than I ever have done before, and that's actually where my whole mental game started. That was to prepare myself for that match, and it ended in a really good way because of that. Yeah, focusing on my own game, seeing my sights, shooting when I saw what I needed to see. Had one shot that was both no-shoot target and an alpha shot. So that was the mistake I made. I like on the side on the precision side. I mean, no mics or anything. It was like for me, it was like, whoa, this can happen. I can do this. Yeah.
And from the mental side, it's a pretty cool match for you. You're completely free and without the pressure from outside. That's you mean with about free?
Yeah, that is true. Because I didn't know what to expect, and I was in that like peace in mind that I cannot control what others are doing, and I know that there were my former colleague and in the shooting, like Christine Burkhalter. I knew that she had it in her to win, and if you look at it, she also did have the better skills, and I pulled it through the mental, not making the mistakes. Yeah.
She has a different pressure about the mental. She has to hold his title. Yeah, and now you both has the thing that's your first European titles, and also to protect these titles. How did it feel, Robert?
on my side, I am less stressed than I was before I won it, because expectations were high. Now expectations are, I am there. I won it already. So I won the title, and I don't need to prove myself so much as I did. So yes, I will train hard for it. I will do all the necessary stuff. I increased my knowledge in the last years. I train it differently, and I think it should not be a problem to defend it.
Okay, that sounds good. Okay, and Sissal, what's your mental pressure about to?
Not being the one chasing someone else, but being the one that is chased. For me, that is a position that I actually like to be in at this point, because I feel that my bronze from the world shoot motivates me more than the gold I got some years back. And for me, that is the way I angle it in my head. But not just that. I'm a girl. I perform with the girls, but there are always some men that are better than me. But I can always chase them. So I will never be the one that defend like my position, because there's always something I can chase. So I will try to flip it like that. Because I noticed that at the world shoot that I like to be the one that chases and not feel chased, and that is, I think, meant like for many people it is like that, and I just need to accept that it's like this, and then work with that. And because I discovered this, it is so clear to me. Then I need to flip my mindset and then pretend that that is what's happening. No matter if there are girls that can beat me or not, I'm chasing something higher.
Understand. Okay, understand. Okay, that's an interesting way to think and to set up your mind. That's an interesting thing. Okay, what's about your performance on the world shoot? We speak now from the Europeans in the past and the Europeans in the future. Between we have the world shoot in Thailand. What do you what's about your performance, your personal performance about that? The results, we know that's not a thing. What's your personal thing about the world shoot in Thailand for yourself?
It was this feeling that I started out equal to everyone, with the girls there having my major load and shooting major, and then I ended up in minor. And from that point, I was again the one to chase, because right now I get minor points, but I have a major load almost. So I need to perform much better, because I had only disadvantages at that point. So that gave me that power to just do it. I saw the result at the chrono, and I was like, oh, I was not even sad, and I was not even like, oh shit. I was just, my dad was there. He's not really familiar with the IPSC, so I just told him, this means I'm in minor now, and that means you know what it meant. And then I was like, from there.
What's your power factor there?
It was 100 and was it 166? So it was 12 chrono points lower than I usually with this ammo in warm weather. So that was a really big surprise to me.
Okay, and that's your match moon. It's the ammunition.
It was my own match ammunition.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
That I brought there.
Okay.
Yeah. So and then again I found myself in a chasing position, and that was really good for me. I felt how I think I was like 70 points behind just by switching to minor on the result list, and then I ended up, from her that I was looking at, I ended up being 4 points behind her, and then 22 behind the gold, but with the minors, not with the minor. So I had a really good match. I really did a really good job. I felt on the last 2 days, I felt I had it.
And the chrono test you have on which day?
On the second.
On the second, okay.
On the last day of the second. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay, and Robert, what's about your world shoot experience in Thailand?
I trained hard for it. I tried to achieve my goals. My goals was podium. I end up fifth, but some kind the expectations didn't match. I didn't sleep the night before. I don't know. A lot of drama came on. I was focusing, training a lot of shooters, preparing for that match, and prepare myself as well. But they achieved their goals. I didn't. So somehow it's still a good result, but not in my mind. I was prepared, like I said, to be. I won the most stages. I have like 8 stage wins on that match, which is one of the most. But I have some technical problems as well. So on the end of the day, I was focusing more on my students than on my performance in during the match, and that was the mistake I made. I don't regret it. I learned from it, and I will get better in South Africa for it.
Yeah.
And all competitors will get older.
True.
Yeah.
True.
I'm younger. I will get younger.
Give me the recipe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. Yeah. What do you think, or what you can tell us about? I'm not there in Thailand. What you can tell us about the different weather and the different not temperature.
Humanity.
Yes. How many days you have to warm up in this temperature or in this country for you both? And how hard is it for a European or maybe north of European, or you are also more in the south? It's also there's two different kinds of temperature and also something like that. How you prepare about this, and how hard is it to shoot like this from European guy to shoot in Asia? What you can tell us about this, Robert?
I would say, for me, it was change. The weather condition, it's changed. I came from -3 to 30 plus. It's changing. I came early because I was coaching the pre-match guys, so I came like 6 days earlier, which is my recipe. How many hours? The time difference, so many days you have to come earlier. So you adapt to the time change, but to the weather change, this is a different story because humanity there is really hard. I don't use the magnesium for my hands, but I use like stones and everything. So it's difficult. For the guys that never shot Asia, it's different. For sure, for Filipinos, it's the same. But for us, the travels there from European countries or from other countries that are colder, that are more different weathers, it's more difficult for sure. Yeah, but it was not the problem. So much problem for me. No, I came early, so I adapt to the weather. I adapt to the time zone. The only problem was here, and that's about it mostly.
And what's your things about Asian temperature and Asia?
Yeah, I came just before the registration, so I didn't come early. I just came when I needed to come.
Okay.
But
Last minute.
yeah, yeah, I came when I needed to be there. And the first thing I did, I turned off my air condition in my room.
Turned off.
Turned it off. Only way for me to acclimate. Acclimate, that word that what means.
Understand.
Yes.
Yeah, understand.
So that was what I did, and I didn't feel anything bad about being in that weather actually, because I just focused on getting magnesium and getting salt and eating stuff that I knew was good for me and drinking water, and so that was like kind of the routine. And that is also this physiological routine is also part of for me the mental readiness, because I knew that I did what I could on that side to go out and prepare, and I'm not gonna be tired on the second day because I didn't get water or something. Yeah, I tried to implement all of those steps, like consciously.
Okay. And for the future, what you have something to change for the African weather, for the African. It's also different to Asia. You have prepare.
I
You
honestly
learn.
didn't
You
think about
learn
that.
from Asia. That's the main question.
I honestly, yeah, but then that would be to understand how my ammo or how, yeah, that is like the major point. How my powder, like I'm one of those that thought that powder is only getting more explosive in high temperatures. So that's not true for all powders and all of that. I have learned that lesson. So that is for me the most important thing, not the weather. I'm not bothered that much.
Okay,
actually.
understand.
Mm,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. And something what you learn on the world shoot on Asia, what you said, okay, I have more focus on it for the world shoot in Africa. You said, okay, this thing.
The problem is that I am working as a coach like most of the time of my career. I focus on that. So my result is not so important anymore. I will do my best, but still I have to be there for my guys, my girls. So we'll see. We'll see. About the weather, it's the same. It's the same conditions. I travel a lot around the world, so I adapt easily to weather conditions anywhere.
Understand, okay.
The problem is more the training that you're able to do before the match, training in -5, and then going to a hot weather country, not having the indoor opportunities, at least up in the north. Yeah.
Understand, yeah.
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 I should prioritize maybe going indoors and train, because I think that would be better. But I didn't for the world shoot in Thailand, and I think that would have been better, because then you're training more as you fight.
Yeah, yeah, understand. Okay. Okay, now we speak a little bit more for the starters for IPSC shooting. What do you think about the important 5 tips for a shooter? There are start more or less for IPSC shooting. What's the 5 important things? Maybe in parts, maybe in not grapple parts. What do you think? And what do you think about?
I would say
Magazine brush. That's my first thing. Magazine brush.
For girls, it's a nail scissor. Cut those nails down. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I would say choose the right person to teach you the basics.
At first, yeah.
At first,
yeah.
I had some teachers in the past, but I have to delete 1 year of my shooting to upgrade my knowledge, because I was not taught right.
Yeah.
I had bad grip. I had bad experience how to reload. They teach me to reload here. I had like police officers, trainers. So I have to delete all to get into sport to be better. I would say also dry fire more. I know it's boring. I know there are many dry fire exercises. There are many dry fire books on the market, YouTube's, and everything. But it's the you have to be one with a gun.
Fundamentals. I call it
Fundamentals. I'm running a course, fundamental course, which A shooters come to the fundamentals because they had not good teacher, or they had none. They were self-learners. So it's basics. You have to go to the fundamentals.
You said for an important thing for a startup shooter, you go soon as possible to the guide till you learn it correctly. That's your first, okay.
And then when you have learned it correctly, you know the theory behind it, then it's adapting that into praxis and being able to do that. That must be the next one. And that is, going slow, learning everything correctly. I mean, many people that start with IPSC, they see how fast it goes and they want to directly go for that speed, and you will flop. It will fail in the beginning. But because if you cannot do the technicalities slow, you can definitely not do them fast. So breathe, start slow, figure out what is a trigger prep, what is a side picture, everything. Just start there.
You
Make it
cannot get, you
precise
cannot
and-
gain speed if you didn't do the homework before. No.
Learn how to shoot precision. I started as a precision shooter before I came into IPSC, and I can see how that benefited me more than the people that go directly for the action and do not have that past. But you know, if you come from not shooting and you want to go into IPSC directly, just make sure to include that precision from the beginning and really focus a lot on that every training. Yeah.
Same. I was also precise shooter when I started, and it gave me a lot. It gave me a lot. Not that I would recommend to do first precise shooting, but include this in every training session, and also exercises that you don't like. You know, we all like to shoot, draw, shoot fast.
5-meter targets.
Yeah, everybody like that. But then
Yeah.
there is a 40-meter target. You didn't train it. You don't know how to shoot it, and then you come to a big match and there is a 40-meter target, and you don't know where your sight should be. This is the way to do it, right?
Okay, that's
Correct.
side of train.
Maybe like when you're analyzing and looking at the IPSC videos on YouTube and you see that's cool and you want to do that, look at it, try to see the stage like in elements, see what does it contain of, and then go back and train those things to understand what does it mean to go from a shorter distance target to a far away. What do I need to see? How much do I need to see of my side picture and everything that you learned this? Maybe not less, like maybe less stage training at that point, at that beginning point. And maybe that I would say I would do like that if I were to start over.
Okay. For the starters, what do you think? I don't want it's a model of pistols or something like that. What do you think it's a good setup, or not setup? Not in the gear. I mean, which class? What do you think? For all, open is not a good division to start.
Any division is good to start, but for sure, let's say to start with some production division is super easy to handle, super cheap to get. Depends what you expect. But if there are guys that spend a lot of money for guns, for ammo, for everything, there are guys that buy, let's say, cheap stuff. Any gun is good to start.
Good enough for sure.
Good
yeah.
enough to start with.
True.
Until the level that you cannot beat with a gun. But I think there are so many brands and so many different models on the market. So, but I would say production is something, or standard, for example, is something that would be something to start with.
I would also say iron sights.
Yeah.
Yeah, good thing. Iron sights.
Start with iron sights. Learn how to shoot with the iron sights.
And also production, you mean the same?
I never shot production until much later when I started with the standard.
For my opinion, I think standard minor is the best division to start. You have more or less 20 rounds in the magazine. You have not the first double action stuff or quick action trigger, something like that. My thing is for the starters, standard division, not too much, not too light triggers, a normal standard trigger, 9mm, cheap ammo, shoot, go to matches.
Yeah,
That's
and
also
to
where I
start,
started. Yeah.
yeah, and to start to call your shots and to learn how to call them, not to shoot as fast as you can, but shoot as fast as your sights are allowing you.
Good thing, yeah.
Yeah, you know, nothing in IPC is accident. I mean, it's like you learn to have a toolbox of skills, and you learn every time you have a new skill, you can put it in the toolbox and you can actually apply it, and you can take it up and use it. So you know, these tools that you apply in your toolbox, the faster you learn these skills, the better. And then no one has just learned it one time. Often people need to learn it again and again and again and again. So for the beginners, try to write down your development and to see, like, if you have an aha moment, like write it down, because my mistake was being autodidact and just figuring most of the things out myself. I needed to relearn my skills many times because yeah, I already came to this conclusion, but I forgot about it because yeah, whatever. So a coach, if you do not have that opportunity, be your own coach and write down. Yeah.
And I would say also, when you're going to first match, second match, third match, write down your mistake after you shoot the stage. Write down immediately when you remember it, when you felt it. Write down mistake you make. This is a good opportunity to have all the errors you get from the stage, from the match, to be able to work on them. Not, okay, what will I train? When you go to the range, what will I train? Do the errors. I suggest my students 60% of the stage of the training session should be erasing the errors, working on errors. 20 on fundamentals and 20 of something you like to shoot. Some 5 meters targets and things like that, but don't go to the training session without a plan.
But then I would also add to that, like having a bunch of errors. That's the analysis. I did this error, but then understanding the why I did it. If this is the alpha zone but you're hitting it down here, why did I aim here? Did I not prep the trigger correctly? Did I not grip correctly? You know, so you kind of understand what is the reason for this, and that is then the error. But then for the training, turn it into like a positive sentence, so it's not a negative sentence. Don't do this, but like do this, and maybe this case it could be do see my side pictures, or do prep the trigger correctly, or do grip correctly, and then maybe that will be more like easy to actually, yeah.
Behind every mistake on the stage, there is something behind it. So discover it.
Yeah. And turn it into something positive that you want to go for. What is the solution to that problem? Okay, then that's what I have in my conscious mind. The positive thing, what thing you want to do.
And don't expect that everything will happen during the night. It will not happen. It will happen eventually soon, and the speed will come soon, but not as soon as you expected. It cannot be. There are shooters 10 years shooting and they didn't do the homework, and they are on the level that they cannot increase it because they didn't do the homework, they didn't do it correctly. And that's why I said it's very important to have the right information on the start so you can build on that.
But you know, also like a new shooter or a skilled shooter that has been around forever, everyone needs to go through the errors. Everyone needs to make the mistakes to really know in your body what it is to not make these mistakes and actually perform and know what you're doing. So, but the theory would be get through the mistakes as fast as possible, eliminate them as fast as possible, so that you reach a level where you start to perform at a good, and you apply the skills that you want to have in your toolbox. Yeah. But everyone will go through these mistakes, and the new shooters will too. No, everyone will. So get through them faster, and every time you make a mistake, see it as a success, because then you know you made this, and then you have a chance to eliminate that one.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Okay, thank you very much for your ideas and tips about this. How it works how to can contact guys to ask other questions. What you connect each other? Will you have some connection together?
Yes, she's my boss.
Ah, she's boss.
Yeah,
okay.
We are all both 5'11" shooters. Okay. That's how we connect, and a friend.
But yes.
Yeah. Okay. You're in the marketing of 5'11".
Yeah, I
understand. Okay.
But we're equal.
Yeah, it's equal.
Yeah.
I have Instagram, Facebook pages. Sissal Shop is
Sissal Shop is the easiest way to contact you.
Yeah, correct. So everybody knows.
That's sissalshop.com.
.com, right.
Okay, perfect.
Sissal-shop.com.
Sissal-shop.com. Okay.
I don't have a fancy homepage, just social media is, you can find me just my name, and then
Just a
I'm
name,
ready
and then
to
on
answer any questions.
Instagram or something like that. Perfect.
Yes, 100%.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That sounds perfect. Thank you very much for your time. It's a pleasure for us. It's a pleasure for me, for example. We see us at the European Championship in 2023 in Greece. I hope we can make maybe other interview. Yeah, I think we are there. Or maybe in the middle.
On the podium.
On the podium, maybe like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Thank you very much, and have a nice show.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
See us
Thank you.
together.
Thank you for having
Thank
me.
you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.